Good afternoon, everyone. The first thing I would like to say about our guest speaker today is that he is very modest. And I say that because he didn't share very much about himself, other than he is a graduate of Alcorn University and the current band director at Russ College. An African American male who graduated from an HBCU, working at an HBCU, teaching and empowering students, tells me that he can be described as loyal to his heritage. He is married, so I think I can safely describe him as patient, compassionate, and someone who is willing to compromise. He is a candidate for a Doctor of Music degree, so that tells us he is smart and ambitious. And finally, I can describe him as someone who knows a thing or two about friendship and service to others, and pride, because anyone whose grandmother was once inducted into and a member of the Links Incorporated has to be a proud man. At this time, I present to you Mr. Byron Edmond.
All right, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. Again, I'm Mr. Chapman. I'm the band director here at Russ College. Thank y'all for allowing me to present to you today. So today we're going to talk about two things. Music. Music charms the soul. Music it bypasses the understanding for humans. No, you don't have to understand anything about it, but you know that you like what you like when it comes to music. So the two things we're going to talk about are drums, two different types of drums. Right here I have a snare drum in front of me, and also I have this thing called a djembe. You can pull it back up. All right, so this djembe is an African drum from the western coast of Africa. So this is the drum that Africans, Americans, or slaves played before they came to America. And this snare drum is just the westernized version of the same instrument. And I just want to make it clear, especially to young students, that we do have a connection to Western culture music, and this music does come from somewhere other than Western Europe. These ideas were borrowed or taken from Africa, and I just want to make that connection with younger students. So let's start off with the snare drum. The snare drum, let's first talk about the sticks. You know that you use two different sticks with the drum. This right here is called match grip. And the way that you do match grip, you make sure you have your thumbs up, and you put your sticks on the side, thumbs up, and when you play, you have both hands, both palms down. Then you strike the drum on the drum head. So this actually part of the drum head is called the batter head. This is the part that you hit, like you're battling, or you're like a battering drum going into a door. So this is the top part that you hit. So the actual snare part is on the bottom. So when you see these little strings right here, this is the actual part that makes the drum sound, or the snare sound, the high-pitched sound. So let's just try it out for a second. We're going to talk about single strokes rolls. Single is just one. Double stroke roll, double means two. That means you're going to hit the drum two times with one hand. And the last one we're going to talk about is a triple. And they call it triple because you hit it three times with one hand. So single stroke roll. So I'm going to hit the drum one time with one hand. So just pie, 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 pie. So this is a single stroke roll. So you start off slow, and we can slow it down. That is a single stroke roll. Next, we're going to talk about a double stroke roll. Again, single is just one hit, double stroke is two hits. And part of the percussion language, for a single, we're going to say pie. And for a double, we're going to say mama. So the right hand is going to be mama. The left hand is going to be daddy. So we're going to make that type of sound. So it's going to be mama, daddy, while we're hitting double the stroke per hand. So mama, daddy. So two strokes. So mama, daddy, mama, daddy. We want to make sure that they're even and that they're clean. And And the last one we're going to talk about is a triple stroke roll. And for the triple stroke roll, I want you to say the word chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And on one word, all the syllables is one hand. So right hand is going to be chocolate. And the next hand, we're going to say chocolate. And this is what we call a triplet or a triple stroke roll because you're hitting 3 times. So chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. So again, just to review, a single stroke roll, you're just going to hit once. Just one per hand. A double stroke roll, you're going to hit 2 times per hand. And a triple stroke roll, chocolate, is 3 times per hand. Chocolate. So those are the basics to snare drumming. Also, I want to talk about emotions with drumming before I move on. You as a student should be able to express yourself freely, no matter what you want to do. If you want to sing, you want to play, you want to do theater, you want to act, you want to draw. And music is just one of the fine arts that we use to express ourselves. So if you're having a bad day or a good day, you're happy, you're sad, you should be able to express yourself through music freely. These are just some of the tools that we use. Alright, so last thing I'm going to talk about, this right here is called a djembe. A djembe is a West African drum, basically on the coast of Africa. Djembe is a word meaning together in peace. So anytime that you play this drum, I see this drum, people are gathered together, telling stories, sitting together and expressing their stories back and forth. And also this drum can be used to communicate from one village to another, one tribe to another. So originally, this is made out of wood. The top part is made out of animal skin, versus the snare drum is made out of more common metal and plastic of today. So this is an authentic West African drum. Again, there are 2 different sounds that we can make with it. You have a center pitch that you play with your full hand in the middle as a bass note, and it can travel. So if I was outside, you can hear this from almost miles and miles away. And you have the bass pitch with the hand in the middle, and you also have a slap. A slap, you're just going to use your fingers, the tip of your fingers on the rim, and it makes a higher pitch sound. So you can use these 2 different variations to play or create your own music. So yes, this was the drum, especially of enslaved Africans when they first came to America, that they were played. But when they found out that they were actually talking to each other using this drum, it became outlawed. So this is almost against the law to actually play this for an African American. So this is very important that we reunite with ourselves to talk about, especially music of the diaspora, music of the black background. Especially here at Rusk College, it has a historical history, especially with a cappella singing in the spiritual, which is the vocal variation of the African slave songs that is currently or is sought as the African American classical music. So again, it's okay to know about yourself. It's okay to know about black history. It's okay to learn where you came from. And I just want to make sure that I make that connection with y'all. So percussion is a huge situation for African Americans. You can naturally play it. You don't have to know anything technical, but just use it to express yourself. Do we have any questions? I feel like I kind of moved fast, but I want to make sure I get everything in the time allowed.
So would any of you like to ask Mr. Walton a question?
Mr. Chapman.
Mr. Chapman, I'm sorry.
You're all right.
I'm Mr. Ryan, I'm going to ask the question. Are you talking to me? How do you say? Unmute your mic.
What is the drum made out of?
Okay, so these 2 different drums are made out of different things. So this one is actually made out of wood. So it's like the bark of a tree. You can cut down the tree, and it's the part that's closest to the ground. So originally, the base part is an hourglass shape. And in the village, before they used djembes, this is the way that they grind corn with. So it was the hollow inside, they curved out, they put corn, and they used a stick to grind the corn. The story behind the djembe was a hunter. He wanted to go out and be able to talk to the wilderness, to the skies, to the trees. So he carved the djembe all the way through. So it's hollow on the inside. So if you can look inside of it, it's totally hollow. There's an animal skin and the string that pulls the animal string. And when you play it, it echoes throughout the outdoors. So it feels like that you're talking to somebody in the wilderness. So it's a connection between you and the outdoors, or to you and to another group of people. So it's almost like a talking drum, or a way of communication using natural materials, natural wood, natural animal skin. So this is made out of animal hide and also wood, the djembe. So any other questions?
May I ask a question? What is the other drum made out of?
Oh, this is a snare drum. Yes, it's made, the top part is made out of a synthetic material like plastic, like the same thing that you use in like your bathtub, the fiberglass, or a thicker material like garbage bags, and they apply together. So this is a double plied head, so it's 2 layers of plastic that's pressed together. You have a rim made out of metal. However, the shell, the black part that you see right here, is still made out of wood. So the basic part of all drums is still wood, so it can carry and can resonate. So keyword resonate, I don't know if you ever heard of that word before, but resonate is like when you go into a bathroom and you're talking, you can hear the echo bouncing off the wall, or you can go outside and you hear music coming out of a car and it sounds like it's bouncing everywhere. That's how it resonates. So you want to make sure that you have good resonance with other instrument, drum, or even your voice, that you want to make sure that it speaks out, it resonates. So the wood is very important for both of these drums. So any other questions?
Shine, you may ask your question. Where did the name come from?
For which one, the snare drum or the djembe?
The djembe?
Djembe, again, is a West African name. It means to meet in peace, to gather together in peace. So it's not necessarily the name of the drum, but it was the name of the activity you did with the drum. So djembe means that we're going to gather together. It's almost like a party. We're going to eat, we're going to drink together. And then they didn't have technology, so they didn't have their iPhones or YouTube to play music. They had to make their own music. So this is just one of the instruments that they use to create music. And also you have people that dance to the music. So a little thing, I guess, with the West African culture versus American culture, over here we dance to the music. So somebody can pre-make music and we dance to it, versus in African culture, a person dance and we play the djembe or the drums that match the dance. So it's kind of a little difference between our culture. So djembe, again, just means to meet together in peace. We're having fun, just music to entertain ourselves. So it's not necessarily the drum, but the activity that you did with the drum. So any other questions?
Ms. Davis, ask your question, please.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What is it, what?
What are the strings for?
The strings on the djembe? Okay, the strings are for the tightening the animal skin up. So these strings are pulling the animal skin at the top. So if you didn't have the strings, it'd just be a flabby piece of skin or a piece of leather. And this is pulled back tightly, so the more that you tighten it up, the higher the pitch of the drum head. And if you loosen up the strings, then it'd be very flabby, almost like a little piece of plastic blowing in the wind. So you tighten it up so we can actually have a higher pitch and you can actually hear what's going on. So it tightens strings up for different pitches.
job. I don't have any more names in the chat. Good job asking great questions.
Well, again, thank y'all for y'all time. I'm so happy that I was invited to talk to you guys. I know it's a very